For more than 3 decades, his voice has carried both rage and beauty in perfect balance. There are many technically skilled singers, many polished voices, but no one captures raw emotion and chaos quite like him. Nobody makes destruction sound so heartbreakingly honest. He was the street kid who refused to bend or compromise. "I never tried to sing the songs fully," Axl once admitted. "You know, I'd sing a little bit of Shoot to Thrill, but you always knew it was a tough song to pull off." The rebel who turned his pain into platinum. When the music industry told him to calm down, he screamed louder. When critics said to change his sound, he only pushed harder. And when everyone thought Guns N' Roses were done, he proved one thing: legends don't fade that easily. Behind the headlines and chaos lie songs that still define him, the tracks that remind Axl why he began this journey on the Sunset Strip. Why 5 Outcasts? With guitars and attitude changed rock forever. Axl remembers the songs that felt dangerous when everyone else played it safe. He's sung thousands of lyrics and fought through countless storms, but only 5 Guns N' Roses songs remain. Closest to his heart, these are the songs that transformed a troubled kid from Indiana into the most unpredictable frontman in rock. History, the true voice of a generation. Rocket Queen Some. Songs bend rules. This one burned the rulebook. Rocket Queen was never meant to please radio stations or chase charts. It was written because Axl had something honest and uncomfortable to say. Most of the band back then was into too much alcohol or something else, he recalled. "I was probably eating too much myself. It was a 7-minute storm of love, lust, addiction, and redemption, something polite society didn't want to hear." The song showed that Guns N' Roses could be both tender and savage in the same heartbeat. It starts off soft, almost gentle. Axl's voice fragile and sincere. Then midway, it erupts into pure chaos. Slash's guitar goes wild, the drums pound like a racing heart, and Axl screams like a man breaking out of his own cage. That shift wasn't smooth. It was violent, just like the streets they came from. The infamous recording session became legendary, capturing real moments of intimacy on tape. Axl never apologized. "We weren't trying to shock anyone," he said later. "We were just being honest about what rock and roll really is. Raw, real, unfiltered." Live performances of Rocket Queen were unpredictable. Some nights Axl sang it gently, other nights he tore through it with fury. Nobody knew which version they'd get, and that made every show feel alive. For Axl, Rocket Queen represents freedom without apology, proof that real rock doesn't ask permission. It explodes first and deals with the fallout later. Estranged pain doesn't always scream, sometimes it echoes. Estranged was born from Axl's darkest period, when fame felt like drowning instead of flying. A 9-minute epic about loneliness, mental collapse, and trying to find yourself when the world thinks it owns you. "I'm going to be recording some stuff here to finish it up in Wisconsin," he once said casually. But this wasn't just studio talk. This was therapy set to music. The song begins like a quiet storm, soft piano, Axl whispering his feelings of being trapped and misunderstood. Then come the guitars, emotional layers building like waves. Slash's solo doesn't just fill space, it speaks. Every bend in the note carries the weight of words Axl couldn't find. He later said that hearing Slash record that solo made him understand his own lyrics better. Recording took months. Axl kept rewriting, chasing the perfect reflection of what he was feeling. Heartbreak, confusion, and the pressure of being the man the world demanded him to be. The music video cost over $4 million, making it the most expensive at the time. The imagery, Axl diving from an oil tanker, swimming with dolphins, symbolized his desperate search for peace. He rarely performed Estranged live because it demanded everything: voice, body, and soul. But when he did, it wasn't entertainment. It was catharsis. 9 minutes of pure emotional exposure. November Rain. Some songs are written for radio. This one was written for eternity. November Rain was Axl's masterpiece, proof that Guns N' Roses were more than attitude and leather jackets. It's an 8-minute symphony filled with orchestration, heartbreak, and beauty. It came from a broken relationship but became something universal, a song about love, loss, and the slow, painful realization that even beautiful things can die. The rain wasn't weather, it was metaphor. It was grief. The piano opening is haunting. Then Axl's voice enters, stripped of ego, full of vulnerability. He doesn't shout, he confides. The song builds slowly, refusing to rush, until Slash's legendary guitar solo bursts through like sunlight through a storm. Filmed in the rain for the video, that solo became one of rock's most iconic moments. Axl's perfectionism drove months of work with full orchestras, an unheard-of move for a hard rock band. But his vision paid off. The result wasn't just a ballad, it was an emotional monument. The video, a wedding-turned-tragedy, defined early 90s rock excess. Today, it has over 1 billion views on YouTube because Pain That Honest never grows old. Paradise City, some songs describe dreams. This one became the dream. Paradise City isn't just about escape, it's about believing in something better, even when life gives you no reason to. As far as their music goes, Axl once said, ours always came first. He sang about green grass and pretty girls, not because it was real, but because he needed it to be. The song begins softly, acoustic, almost innocent. But halfway through, everything ignites. Guitars roar, drums explode, and Take Me Down to the Paradise City becomes a war cry for every trapped soul dreaming of freedom. The gang vocals at the end, the band and their friends screaming together, felt like revolution. It was rebellion, hope, and hunger recorded in real time. Axl pushed everyone until their throats burned, wanting it to sound human, not perfect. On stage, Paradise City always closed the show. The final explosion of energy that left audiences breathless, singing every word. The video captured their rise. From grimy clubs to massive stadiums, the dream realized, but never forgotten. For Axl, Paradise City was proof that dreams can save you when nothing else can. Sweet Child Ra. Mine Love doesn't need an introduction. Sometimes it's just 4 notes. Sweet Child of Hoi. Mine began as a joke, Slash messing around with a guitar warm-up. But Axl heard magic in it. He heard innocence, hope, and the kind of love that only exists before life hardens you. He wrote the lyrics about his girlfriend, Erin Everly. Honest, direct, and deeply personal. No metaphors, no disguise, just truth. She's got eyes of the bluest skies wasn't poetry, it was what he saw. What started as a casual jam became their biggest hit. Radio couldn't stop playing it. MTV made it a phenomenon. Suddenly, Guns N' Roses weren't just rock rebels, they were superstars. But despite all the fame, the emotion in the song stayed real. It was recorded quickly, no overthinking, mostly first takes. Axl's voice carried genuine warmth. No armor, no anger, just love. Over the years, live performances changed with him. Young Axl sang it wild and high. Older Axl sang it with heart and control. But audiences always sang louder, turning it into everyone's love song. For him, Sweet Child of Mine represents that rare moment before fame complicated everything, when music was still innocent and love still felt possible. Because for Axl Rose, a song isn't real until it bleeds. These 5 tracks tell his story: honesty, survival, ambition, dreams, and love. The voice that refused to be tamed, still echoing across generations.
Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon.